All right, hello. I decided that I wanted to do a sort of deep dive, a look into what we know, just because I recently saw that the website for Suikoden HD Remasters has been updated with a ton of really cool information, a bunch of the trailers, um, some, blurbs about Suikoden and that sort of thing. So I thought it'd be fun to just take a look, talk about what we know going into Suikoden Remaster next year. Obviously, it's not going to release until March 6th, but I am so excited about it that I can't stop talking about it to myself. So I thought, you know what? I'm looking at all this stuff myself. Might as well share it with other people and make sure that they all know about it too. So we're looking at this. This is the website. I'm just going to do like a quick overview of what it is. Talks all about, Suikoden. It started in 1995, gained popularity. It actually wasn't that popular at the time. I remember Suikoden 1 had some very vocal critics of it. I remember GameSpot gave it like a 6.5 or something like that. You can look it up yourself. I'm pretty sure it was a 6.5. I think it was actually even Jeff Gerstmann back when he was at GameSpot. So that just tells you how long ago that was. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he's like a JRPG guy, so, maybe he got pushed into doing a review back then. Who knows? But obviously it's not a 6.5. Okay, it's Suikoden 1 isn't even that much worse than Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2 is an obvious upgrade, but they're pretty comparable. I think Suikoden 1 gets doesn't get enough credit. It's absolutely amazing, and people are gonna see that when they see the remaster. So, yeah, it has a little blurb about Suikoden 1, the Gate Rune War, and obviously that is because you have the two parts of the Gate Rune that are, which is a true rune. Within Suikoden, there's 27 true runes. The Gate Rune is one true rune that is split in two, and that's kind of a big part of what Suikoden 1's all about. I'm going to be going all over the place, so, and this is probably going to be a pretty long video, at least for me, but I just want to get it all out there, talk about all this stuff, so forgive me if I'm like just going off on a random tangent every 2 seconds, but I love these games, I love the series, so it's just going to happen. So yeah, it talks about the hero whose father is one of the Empire's 5 generals, Teo Micdol. Obviously, I think his name's Teo Micdol. I'm gonna get some random shit wrong. People are gonna yell at me, but that's okay. 108 Stars of Destiny. That was the first one. And then we have Suikoden 2, Dunen Unification War. That whole area that is in Suikoden 2 is called Dunen. It used to be called Dunen, like the Republic of Dunen or something, and then it like had some stuff happen with Harmonia, and then part of it was like given back to Highland for their own little region of it, and it's just a mess. The whole Dunen area is a mess, and this is Dunen Unification. That is Suikoden 2. Childhood friends tossed about by a great whirlpool of destiny. Where will the path they choose lead them to? Set 3 years after the first game, the sequel moved many fans and became an iconic title in the series. Yeah, it did. So yeah, it's all about, people, the 3 friends, which is Nanami and, the hero and Joey, and what happens with them. Really, really cool story. I'm so happy that more people are going to get to experience it, updated and everything. Then we have the basic system, which is this battle system. And the battle system is like kind of simple compared to maybe some newer systems. But even back then, it was pretty quick paced, and they've actually they're allowing you to speed those up, so it's going to be interesting seeing how those work out. But here we have Suikoden 1. We have the The crew, we've got Victor, Gremio, Cleo, Camille, and Taiho. So those are some of the characters you get. I think you get all of those characters pretty early on. Although I think Victor maybe is like a little bit further in. So this might be like midway through the game. Then we have the combat system for Suikoden 2. We have Joey, Kinnison, Shiro, Rikimaru, and Zamza. Thinking about when that must be. That's very early on too. That's like you get to the first city that's like off the fort or whatever. Although I don't know if you can get Zamza at that point. I don't remember. It's been such a long time. I'm gonna love going back into these games. Well, those are different characters that you can have. You have the back range is always a thing. We have some of these characters are like mid-range characters or long-range characters in the back, and then all of these in the front. The hero is like a mid-range character, so you can put him in the back, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the characters with like two-handed swords are always going to be in the front. And we have these three in the front here, and obviously bowmen are going to be in the back. So it's something you kind of have to think about, your formation, stuff like that. And then eventually you get a home base in both games. The hero will acquire a castle at one point in the story to act as a home base. Really cool mechanic. I always love it in games where you have the base mechanic where you're building up a base as you go along. The cool thing about Suikoden is it's kind of like very, it's just like a very fluid system that happens without you even thinking about it. It just happens because you're getting these characters and they're expanding your base. And it feels very empty at the start, but eventually it fills up and you get, obviously 108 characters. It's going to fill up pretty quick, right? But yeah, even if you have 40 characters, it feels very homey. So here's this. Obviously, that is Suikoden 1. We have some of the elf characters here that you recruit. This real fast guy. I think he's in Suikoden 2 also, but yeah, he gives you the ability to move super fast. And then we have Suikoden 2 over here. This is the home base, the entrance to the home base. We got Kinnison and his dog Shiro there. And then we have war events. So another cool thing about Suikoden, you have the tactical battles, tactical in quotes, in terms of I mean, they're not very difficult, but they're just fun. They're like a thing to break up the gameplay a little bit, make you get that epic feeling. They're not really supposed to be like overly complex or like really difficult. It's just a fun thing that's in there. So this is Suikoden 1. We have the Imperial Army, the Liberation Army. You're the Liberation Army, obviously. And in Suikoden 1, we have the two armies that are just like these amorphous blobs that kind of just ram into each other. But like you'll choose which kinds of troops will be attacking. So you can have bow, and then like foot soldiers. I don't remember what they call any of these. And then magic, and then you have like special abilities that you can also have and use depending on what characters you have, and so that'll change how things work. And then in Suikoden 2, it's more like a tactical sort of battle, grid-based. Think like Fire Emblem, kind of, but simplified. And then there's like special abilities and all that stuff. And then the other type of combat that is in the game is this duel system. So that is here, and you can see how beautiful it looks now with the updated HD backgrounds. It did not look like this back in the day. It was like very pixelated and still had like this cool camera that would like zoom around and stuff while you're fighting. And it's just like rock, paper, scissors. So you have the attack, defend, and then like counter or special for this, and then basically the same thing here. And you would get like prompts depending on what they say. You would know what they're gonna do, and you didn't necessarily know what that was gonna be like. So here's this it's kind of cool. It shows you the difference. So this is how Suikoden used to look back in the day on the PlayStation. And this is the HD version that you're going to be getting in March. Obviously widescreen and then just completely updated. It doesn't look pixely anymore. Yeah, looks great, looks beautiful. And then we have this one shows off in Suikoden 2. At the start of the game, we have Joey over here next to all the tents in the Highland Army camp. And then we have Suikoden 2 HD remaster version, which it looks awesome. It's such a big upgrade. I think you're going to see as you play through it all of the changes that are made. And it's going to look beautiful. They're doing a really good job with it. And here's like the speed up thing. So they're going to be speeding up battles. You also have the auto battle feature. I thought there was auto battle in the games before though. So I thought that was kind of weird. Never worry about saving anymore either. Enter an area with the journey sealing orb and an automated save file will be created. So I guess there's still save points. It's not really like... You can't save anywhere. I don't think... I don't think so anyway. Maybe. But it sounds like you still have to be in the same area as a save orb. So let's take a look at this. Go ahead and pull this out. So this is what combat's going to be looking like in Suikoden 1. As you can see, there's like this little depth of field effect. You have the speed up system. I don't know how much I'm going to be using the speed up system. Obviously updated profiles. Go ahead and get rid of that. Updated profiles for all the different characters, photos, images, whatever you want to call them. We have Kai over here, Hero, Gremio, Pawn, Victor, and Flick. Victor and Flick, some of my favorite characters from Suikoden 1 and 2. And were they also in 3 a little bit? I don't remember. Been a while. Alright, so and then here is Suikoden 2. We've got these little do-re-mi elf guys that you fight. Very fast with the 2 times or whatever. But yeah, and then we have the UI over here. This was the UI for Suikoden 1, the original, and this is the new UI, which is expanded a lot. I think it was looking like a little bit rough the first time they showed it to us, but they've done a lot to update it, so looks good now. Looks serviceable. I don't really care too much what it looks like, to be honest, but it is what it is. And then we have the sound. They've changed the sound a little bit. So you hear like the birds. And yeah, as you get closer to the fountain, obviously you hear the fountain more. That was a thing back on the PlayStation 2. PS1, but also on the PlayStation. So it's not really that new, but it's like HD-ified, so that's cool. And this one is really cool for me. Seeing what they've done to the effects. You can see that. Updated images for all the characters, obviously. We have Ted over here. My boy Teddy. Using the Soul Eater rune, which has an updated effect that actually looks pretty cool. And that just eats whatever enemy you happen to be fighting. But yeah, very cool. Korewa. Ted-kun. Imano something. I'm not that great at Japanese, but yeah, so that's looking great. And then we have to go back up here. Got these, so it goes into a little more detail on the characters and the story. Once a renowned hero, now a violent tyrant. The Empire's future turns bleaker by the day. So yeah, that's something about the Empire was actually like good at some point, I guess, and it the Scarlet Moon Empire. I can't remember. Is that what it was called? But yeah, changed over time, became something terrible. We have the updated portrait of the hero, and then we have Gremio, the servant of the McDowell family. We have Ted, sole survivor of a past war, the bearer of the Soul Eater rune at the in Suikoden 1. Pawn, servant of Tio. So a lot of the characters that you get at the beginning are like your servants. Cleo is another one of those. So those are those different characters. Looking great in the HD version. And then we have the heroes for the second game. Joey and Nanami, Victor and Flick. Yeah, they have all updated images of them as well. Just the last thing we're going to do is look at the release date announcement. There's some pretty cool stuff in it. Just kind of let that play to end things off here. So that's the map of Suikoden 1, I think. Opener music. Suikoden 2 opener. Pretty sure. So we get to look at some of the characters that weren't shown before. Leknat, obviously there. Odessa, very important character. Hicks and Tengar, the Warriors Village, the Elf Village. Ah, it's looking so good. They've done so many updates to it. If you had watched, played Suikoden back in the day, you would notice, like, so much of it is updated to look just incredible. I know to a lot of people, like, maybe it still looks outdated or whatever, but to me, it looks incredible. Suikoden is one of those series that just, like, it is one of those defining childhood things for me. Can't remember how old I was when I first played it, but it's such an important series to me in just like my gaming life. I know it is for a lot of other people. So yeah, that is all of that. The announcement trailer, I'm sure everyone's seen that before. That's the one they released quite a while back, some years ago. So yeah, now this is going to be releasing March 6th. It is going to be absolutely incredible. I hope that you enjoyed going into a little bit of a deep dive into this. I know I enjoyed looking at this website, so that is it. Thanks for watching.